Aries, welcome to August. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. I just want to say thank you to all my new subscribers, as well as my long-term subscribers. It's wonderful doing these readings for you, and I love all my stars, so thank you for tuning in. We're right in the middle of eclipse season here in August. We had a partial solar eclipse on July 12th. And then we had a total lunar eclipse on July 27th. And now we have another partial solar eclipse on August 11th in Leo, which is your 5th house, Aries. So the 5th house is a house of fun. It's a house of pleasure. It's the house of creativity, true love, romance. It's just got all those wonderful Leo qualities. And we're in the season of Leo. So there's just a lot of sunny energy with this Leo season. And right now things can feel a little bit heavy, a little bit like dragging through the mud, especially for you Aries, because your ruling planet Mars is in retrograde. And we have 5 planets in retrograde right now, also including Mercury, which is retrograde in Leo. And that'll be happening until the middle of the month. When it will come out of retrograde around August 17th or 18th, and then your planet Mars will come out of retrograde towards the end of the month. So if things feel like they're going through molasses, if they're slow, if it feels like nothing's going forward, or if it feels like you may be irritable, sometimes Mars in retrograde brings that out. But just know that it's a really good time to go over things. It's a really good time to review things, go back over details, finish up old projects. It's also a really good time to recharge, renew, regenerate your energy, reflect, revise, all those things that have to do with going backwards and going over things. So take this time to do all those things, and then as August unfolds and some of these planets come out of retrograde, you may see forward motion happening again around you. You may begin to feel things picking back up. So take heart with that, Aries, if you're feeling like things are just stuck right now, or if you're feeling frustrated by things. It's a lot of retrograde motion to deal with. And also, eclipses are, the function of eclipses are to bring what is in the subconscious or unconscious to the surface. They bring it above the conscious level. So we get an opportunity with these eclipses to identify where our blind spots are, where our shadow aspects are. And so for you, Aries, that is blind spots or shadows in your 5th house. So what is it? Are you having like a lack of fun? Or are there things that are preventing you from indulging in, creativity, socializing, going to parties, all that good Leo stuff? Is there something that is a shadow aspect or a blind spot there, Aries? It's a good time to look at that and see, where can you bring more fun to your life? Where can you bring more creativity, more joy, more sunniness, more heart energy? That's all Leo stuff. So that's what's going on for you. What's your blind spots in love? That's another theme for eclipse in Leo. So I'm going to get right into the cards here and take a look at what's coming up for you. Some of you may be dissatisfied at work. This is 8 of Coins in reverse. So it's just showing a little frustrating energy there at your workbench, and maybe just feeling like you're not getting forward motion or progress. Things may feel stagnant. That's kind of normal during a Mars retrograde or a Mercury retrograde. Let's see what's crossing that. Ace of Swords. Is there a truth that's right in front of you that you may not be seeing regarding your work, Aries? This is Ace of Swords, which is truth with a capital T. It's an aha moment, clarity, revelation. And with this crossing 8 of Coins as your work card, there may be some truth that is right in front of you that you are just not seeing or acknowledging regarding your work. For example, if you have never been a morning person and your job requires you to get up early in the mornings, and you're realizing that this is just not your style or what works well for you, or if your job requires you to work late hours at night and you're just not a night person. Those kind of things can be like an aha moment of course, I've always been this way. No wonder things are not progressing. Or some sort of truth that is a realization, like I've been working in accounting all this time when really what my true passion and love is music. It may be giving you some insights to see things that are below the surface in your unconscious, in your subconscious, for review, release, and adjustment. What's at the basis, there's a lot of swords energy here, interesting. What's at the basis of this is Page of Swords. What's passing away is Queen of Swords in reverse. What is crowning the reading is Two of Wands, which is your opportunity. I really like this here for you, Aries. This is boldness. This is following your own passion, making fire. This is very much an Aries card. Let's see what else is coming up. Approaching is Empress. I love that there for you. This is being satisfied. So your progression right now is maybe being a little dissatisfied, especially with work. Trying to recognize a truth that is right in front of you, and it may allow you to graduate into a place where you let things come to you, where you feel satisfied, abundant, wealthy, all of those good things. Let's see what else is coming up. You in this situation are Devil, so there may be some restrictions, some obsessions, or some control issues that are holding you back, some false beliefs that you're giving your power over to right now. Pluto also is in retrograde, which has to do with control and ego conflicts. So there could be something with power and control issues that is keeping you chained. That's what Devil says to me. Your environment is one of Six of Swords, which is about moving on and healing, going from charged waters to smoother seas, smoother, calmer horizons. I really like that for you too. There's a nice progression here. Your hopes and fears, maybe you're fearing change, but this tells me you want things to change, but maybe you're afraid of what that change will look like, Aries. And then a potential outcome is Eight of Swords. So I think there was another sign that got that as a potential outcome. Here's bottom of the deck. Magician. This is you being able to stand in your own power and create the results you want. So really, I'm seeing two different possible outcomes for you here, Aries, in August. If you stay in your mind, there's a lot of, here's that swords energy, which I'm going to talk about. If you stay in your mind and surround yourself with swords, this is overthinking of things, believing in things that aren't real, false beliefs, negative thinking. You can kind of get yourself trapped in a mind of your own and get immobilized by your own thinking. Alternately, if you strip all of this nonsense away, all of this thinking that's not serving you, and get really clear, get really focused on what it is that you want, what you want your results to be. That's what Magician is the best at. He says, I'm a powerful creator. This is the I Am card. I have all the resources available to me, and this is what I want. I'm going to take all my focus and all my concentration and focus on this one thing and make it happen. It's the Abracadabra card. It's the I say, therefore it is. So here's really two outcomes that I'm seeing for you. Possible outcomes for August is that if you are feeling immobilized, if you feel stuck, if you are feeling pulled back by all of this retrograde motion, it can feel like you're just powerless. But if you use that time wisely to regenerate, to take a moment out of the battle, to, what do they say, live to fight another day. And if you use this Mercury retrograde and Mars retrograde time wisely, you can come out of the gates all the stronger. You can be formulating what it is that you want to do next and accomplish next, and what you want your next results to be. So there's really a choice here for you in August, Aries. And also underneath this, it's funny, underneath Magician is Nine of Coins, who is the satisfied, wealthy woman, could be man or woman, same with Magician. And look at all this nice energy that you have potentially available to you, Aries, in August. It could be a very powerful, creative time, especially with that eclipse in your 5th house of creativity. You may come up with a new way of doing things that is completely satisfying. 9 of Coins and Empress are completely satisfied. So let's take a look and see what these cards are saying from the beginning. We notice some frustration or irritation with work. Maybe you're not getting the results you want. You feel like you're putting in a lot of effort and you're not seeing those results. It could be that, say you're working on something, but you're not getting it out to a specific audience. There's some truth that's a very obvious truth that's standing right in front of you, that if you can see it, that is what will stop the blockage in your work and release you to becoming more capable, more closer to your goal, having the world in the palm of your hands, feeling like the world is your oyster, feeling like you can make fire, pursue your passions. That's what this opportunity card is about. And if you can acknowledge this truth, these two will go hand in hand. It will serve you. It's like having a map, knowing where you're going, seeing the terrain. You know, you can navigate it that much better. It's almost like there may be a hole in the bathtub that you're trying to fill with water, and once you see where that hole is, you can fix it and plug it, and then all of a sudden that tub will hold water. You know, eclipses are when we see the blind spots, when we're able to identify where the shadows are. So I'm going to ask you, Aries, what is the obvious thing about your work? Do you not enjoy it? Are you tired of it? Do you feel like you're not getting results? What's the obvious thing that's standing right in front of you that you can acknowledge and therefore change this dynamic so that you can, you know, head into becoming Empress? I'm seeing a challenge with the truth here. What's passing away, thankfully, is Queen of Swords in reverse. This means not standing up for what you believe in. When Queen of Swords is in reverse, it means not speaking your truth, not being clear on your boundaries. It can have a little bit of codependent energy where you're surrendering yourself to someone else's thoughts or wishes. It's not being honest about your speech or who you are. And you really need to be sticking with your boundaries and sticking with your own decision-making, your own truth, and really clear and precise in your speech. Also, in reverse, Queen of Swords can mean very sharp speech, a sharp tongue. So if you have had a sharp tongue recently, this could be the energy that is moving into the past, which is nice. You know, it's much more helpful to use the truth as something that liberates. This is the card of the truth will set you free, rather than something that is trying to maim or hurt or come out aggressively. So I like this in passing away, and you're getting into a more receptive energy that's coming in. Instead of feeling like you have to fight everything and everyone to achieve what you want, you can just sort of sit back and say, no, it comes to me. I'm going to watch my garden grow while all this good stuff comes to me. So that's coming in for you, and I really like that for you, Aries. It may be asking the question of how can I embrace the truth that's right in front of me so that I can do things with ease, so that things can just roll at my feet, instead of feeling like I have to constantly defend battles, you know, defend territory, choose battles, and, you know, use the sword of truth in a negative way. How can you transform? Use the truth in a constructive, positive, illuminating way that sets you free and makes you be this, rather than feeling like you have to defend, you know, all your borders all the time. This is a very sharp card. This is a very nurturing card. Very easy energy there. So I see Page of Swords is someone who is willing to declare their truth. They're willing to stand at the top of the hill and say, this is what I want. This is what's true for me. This is where I'm going. This is what I see. So instead of, you can do it in like a sort of a childlike, innocent way of just saying, this is what I want. I like this. I don't like that. Whatever it is that's true for you, instead of feeling like you have to cut someone else down or there's some sort of challenge here with not speaking your truth, not allowing others their truths. There's something here where you can just let this go. You can just hold this sword of the truth and say, you know what, this is what's true for me. I'm not really worried about other people right now as far as having to engage in any kind of battle. I'm just going to stand up and say, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. It can be a really simple energy, and it can take you to where you want to go. This is making fire. This is putting energy in the direction that you want to go in, instead of maybe speaking about things that you don't like. If you're going to put energy into that, Aries, it's going to keep you stuck. It may prevent you from seeing the truth. Whereas if you can embrace the truth, your own truth, it sets you in motion. This is making fire. This is pursuing your passions, feeling bold, feeling confident, feeling like you know where you want to go. It's also called sending your ships out. So it's putting energy and direction in the areas that are going to be fruitful for you. You know, both of these cards are about abundance in many ways. He holds this pearl in his hands. And having that in this card is sort of like saying, I can do anything I want. This is sort of like a Christopher Columbus card where I'm going to go chart uncharted territory. I'm going to go explore the world. So I'm liking that. Really embrace the truth, Aries. What is true for you? What's right in front of you that you may not be seeing? And a clue to that, we'll be looking at the shadow aspects of what's ever popping up in your 5th house. Creativity. You know, are you a really good editor and you just haven't been using that skill? You know, that can be something that's very true about you, that you haven't employed that in your work yet. Are you a great cook, a great dancer, a great musician, a great, you know, there's so many skills. This is knowledge, wisdom, understanding. This could be skills as well that you're not employing, that's not bringing you the results you want. And that's why you may be feeling stuck right now, Aries. You may not be being 100% honest with yourself, or you may be believing things that are not true. Like, I could never, you know, pursue my passions and make money at it. I could never do that. You know, you might be telling yourself all kinds of lies, or you might have bought certain lies, certain beliefs that aren't really true, that are chaining you and controlling you and limiting you and sort of sapping and sucking your power away when really you're quite capable. This is what's coming in. Which one of these do you want? Do you want Empress or do you want Devil? Do you want to be chained or do you want to be abundant and wealthy and full of growth? Really a choice here. But you have to acknowledge this truth, whatever it might be. You know, whatever it is that you've been missing in that shadow blind spot. I do see you recovering and healing from something. You're on a mission or on a journey of, this is recovering, healing. I actually see this as you helping yourself, Aries. I'm seeing this as you as your old self feeling worn out by maybe having to fight all the time or struggle through something. This is charged waters. And I see you looking up into a new horizon. Really works with this 2 of Wands card. Where do you want to go next? What do you want your life to be like? That also echoes the Magician card. What do you want to create? What do you want to put your energies and efforts towards? You're going to be healing and recovering, very possibly, if you can acknowledge this truth that is right in front of you. And it's saying, you know, you're ready for change. Don't be afraid of change. This is, in our hopes and fears position, this is usually something that we desperately want, but also something we're very afraid of. So something in you wants change, but you might be afraid of it, and therefore that might be why you're staying stuck, why you're frustrated, and why you may, you know, end up just remaining there. If the fear of change outweighs your desire for change, this could be a potential outcome. You could just be surrounded by your own thoughts, feeling powerless, feeling stuck. I'm going to invite you to instead say, yeah, I am ready for change. You know what? Maybe I'm afraid of it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to have courage. I'm going to have boldness. I'm going to create what I want. I'm going to say what I want. I'm going to put energy and effort towards it. And I embrace this change. I'm allowing things to unfold naturally as they want to. So some choices here for August, Aries. Which is it going to be? Are you going to try to figure out things with your mind and do the same things over and over again, and not recognize this new aha moment, this new revelation, you know, not explore the blind spots that you have regarding your work or regarding your creativity or love or romance. You know, that's all the swords energy that ends up here. Or you can acknowledge this, say, oh my gosh, I just realized this. I've been doing it in a certain way and I can do it differently. I can go climb that mountain. I can go climb Mount Kilimanjaro if that's what it is that you want to do. I am ready for change. I am, you know, even if it feels scary, I can do this. And by the way, I can create what I want. I'm a magician. I can create anything I want. So it's really a question of personal power and confidence, recognizing this truth that's right in front of you. And are you going to become a prisoner of your own mind by like surrounding yourself with more thoughts that feel restrictive? Oh, I have to do things the same way because that's how they've always been done. I can't believe that I could ever do something differently. That's what the fear of change is. That's what will keep you locked and stagnant. I don't think you want that, Aries. I mean, maybe that's something about how it feels right now with Mars in retrograde, but there's opportunity moving forward. These eclipses are portals and opportunities to open things up by seeing things that have been shadows for us, have been blind spots. And I'm really hopeful and optimistic for you that you become magician this month, that you embrace that energy of Empress. This is some powerful creative energy. This is the I Am card, like I said. This is saying what you want. Card 2, which is not showed here, is High Priestess, which is allowing the universe to fulfill that, getting quiet and knowing. And then 3 is receiving it. So say what you want and receive it. It's really kind of that simple, if you're willing to put in the work to do it. So that's my reading for you for August, Aries. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Aries. And if you'd ever like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that below at the link, readingsbygwendolyn.com. And as always, I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. Yours in the stars.